Okay, in this video I want to show you another option for piecing together, five anchors. In this case, they won't be completely independent. It'll be kind of a proxy for independence. In this scenario, I'm going to say the direction of pull is that way. Now, and probably if you're climbing, it's going to be straight up. But for the sake of the illustration, I'm going to show you, this is another technique which if you don't want to use the kind of the spider web approach to tie the 5 pieces together, you can use this one, which is I've used quite a bit as well at different times on big walls. Doesn't use as much rope. It does to some degree help to minimize shock loading if a piece fails, but it's not perfect. But we'll see in a minute. So the first thing I'm going to do is give myself enough rope to get to the far piece. So that's looking like that's probably going to be right about there. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put a clove hitch on this guy, and basically the technique is a series of clove hitches. Keep it tight. So there you go. Both of those are kind of coming under tension at the same time. Another clove hitch. Basically a series of clove hitches, all in a line, and then here's the I got the first 3, and then here's the next one. I'm trying to have a minimum amount of slack in between them all. Well, there's the 4th one, and then the 5th one here. Same scenario. So there you go. You can kind of even see the rope is quasi tight on all of them. If one of them pulls, there's not a whole pile of slack left over. If you imagine this was vertical, you can do that. If the crack was vertical, then you'd do this in a line, and doesn't use as much rope as the other technique. But also they are not completely independent, although you have minimized some of the shock load when you do this. I'll show you on a point of view basis also. Okay, now I'm going to show you point of view. There's our 5 pieces. We're for the sake of it, the direction of pull is going to be that way. So we're gonna clip that top piece first, and let's just do a little proxy for how much rope I'm going to need. So that's approximately it. So grab that, which is right there, and I'm going to clip the first clove hitch here. Bam. And then let me just double check there. Yeah, that's going to be about right. So maybe give myself just a bit more. Okay, then I'm going to do my second clove hitch here, and the idea is don't have any slack between, minimize the slack between the two. So there's the first 2. You can see that the weight's kind of coming onto the first 2 already, and 3rd one, same idea. With stretch, I'm getting a little bit of load kind of on each one, and then the 4th one similarly. There's number 4, and then number 5 here, and then So here I am. So now I've got the 5 pieces in a line. If any one of the pieces pull, you know, I'm not going to go too far. The distance involved, you know, because I've got them kind of tightly wound, tied together, the shock loading impacts will be small. From a forces standpoint, you know, these aren't, the 5 pieces are not independent. They're so it's a compromise, but this scenario uses less rope than some of the other options. If you want to make them all independent, you got to use more rope. But this isn't bad. You could quite easily create a master point here as well, if you needed to escape the station. So the advantages of this, similar scenario where, okay, you're not super happy with, you know, this block might fail and those 2 pieces might fall out, so it's backed up by another 3 pieces. The idea being, this technique gives you the ability and the capacity to expand your options horizontally, vertically, if you're trying to find a gear belay in what I would, you know, call challenging conditions. You know, often if you're on good rock or granite or limestone, you got good cracks, yeah, you can build your 3 or 4 piece anchor, you know, right here. But there's other scenarios where you can't, and this is one more tactic to add to your tool belt, which dramatically increases the safety of the station. And in fact, if this was vertical, you know, your partner might decide to, you know, clip those. If this was vertical, as he leads up, he might clip those pieces on the way by, make it, you know, his first couple of pieces. So in any event, yeah, that's all for now.